Hello and welcome to Spiritualism New Zealand's mini seminar series. My name is Kim Chamberlain and I have the great honour of being able to chat to Debby Emeny today. Of her business is called Resonate, and what we're going to be looking at today is unlocking the heart's intelligence, and I'm really looking forward to this. Thank you for agreeing to do this seminar, Debby.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It's one of my favorite topics.
Wonderful. Let's start off by talking about you. Who are you and what are you about?
I have been in the healing, spiritual arena all my life. I was born into it. I could do crazy things when I was younger, and I just spent my whole lifetime of learning about all sorts of modalities and refining and building my own modalities now. So that's basically who I am. So decades of experience across the board in many, many different things.
It's hard to explain it in a couple of sentences, isn't it?
It is, it really is, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll start off about heart intelligence. So, why is the heart considered the source of intelligence?
Mm. The heart is the strongest organ in our body, and it has long been thought that the brain is the most powerful, where indeed it is the heart. Now, I am a certified heart math practitioner, and if people have not heard of heart math, I would certainly encourage them to take a look at it. They've been going for many, many years, a not-for-profit organization. And so they have discovered with their research, their science, which is repeatable science, that the heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field. The brain generates the electrical impulses and the heart generates the magnetic impulses. And people think that the brain receives information first, and they have discovered over the many years that the heart actually receives information first and sends it to the brain. And so we are ultimately all governed by our heart center rather than us thinking that we are brain powered, we're heart powered. And our heart is also the source of our intuition. So the
Mm.
intuition comes from our heart first and then sends it up to our mind, if you will. And it's an extremely powerful organ. It's not just a pump, as some consider it to be, although some are now saying maybe it's a valve because it pumps anyway, whether before the heart really comes on board, the blood is moving through the body. So who knows? That's a different story. And the heart field is said to measure, depends who you're listening to, about 3 meters away from the body. Now, if you consider when we're sitting next to somebody or on a bus, in a train, 3 meters is a long way. It's
Mm.
a long way. And so we are completely all interconnected and feeding off, bouncing off each other's feelings, emotions, sensations. And many times, I'm sure you can relate to, Kim, but others absolutely. You go into a room and you feel, oh, I don't like this. Or,
Mm.
oh, that's a wonderful feeling.
Mm.
That's because of the heart field. So that leads the way before us. A heart field introduces us long
Oh.
before anything else does. And it is also said, I'm trying to keep it brief without going in depth into each and every one of these. It is also said that it's the heart field that lives on after death.
Oh,
And
okay.
there are many stories of past lives where, I don't know, maybe a little boy comes in and when he can learn to talk, he says he was a fighter pilot, he can name the squadron and all these sorts of things. And so memories are held in the heart field, stored as emotions. So with that young boy, perhaps having ascended, I use the word ascended rather than die, perhaps having ascended, let's say, for example, through an aircraft accident when he was in the Air Force or the Army or whatever it was, that emotion would have been locked in his heart. So when he came back into this life, he came with the same heart field, bringing those memories with him. And so that's how often past lives can be explained. And there are also many stories of people who have heart transplants, and all of a sudden they want a particular type of food or they have certain memories. And it's
Oh,
because
wow.
of the field of the heart. There's one famous story of about an 8-year-old girl that had a heart transplant from approximately the same age girl. And she kept having vivid dreams. And for the majority, we do not know and we are not told who the transplant is from.
Mm.
But with these vivid dreams, her mother obviously was an awake spiritual mother. She went to the police and said, well, look, my daughter keeps dreaming of this. And she was drawing these pictures out of this person. And long story short, it turned out that the girl who she inherited her heart from had been murdered by somebody, and that
Oh,
turned out to be the face of the murderer, and he was convicted.
oh, wow.
So, why is our heart the most powerful organ? It has so much, it holds so much information, it tells so much about us, and that is what we read, in inverted commas, connect with, interpret when we meet somebody.
Wow. That's amazing. I've just come back off holiday where we went out on the coast to feed the stingrays. And we were told that stingrays recognize humans from their heart energy.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd never heard that before. That's quite
That's
incredible.
fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's possible maybe that other animals do too.
Well, very possibly. We
Yeah.
don't know yet, do we? We
No.
don't. We think other beings are like us, but not necessarily.
Mm, mm. Yeah. So it is an incredible organ. It really is. It's got such power that we have yet untapped. And with the intuitive side, again, HeartMath have done these studies where they have had hundreds of random generated pictures, and people would sit in front of the pictures and they would measure the heart, and the heart responded to the image split seconds before it came onto the screen.
Oh, wow.
So when we realize that about our heart, it's just incredible what it
Mm,
does and what it can pick up. It certainly leads the way.
wow, that's fascinating.
Mm.
So, what would happen in the body if we shifted from being head centered to heart centered?
Mm. Yeah, it's the 18-inch journey that can change your life.
Right.
Moving from your head to your heart. I've done a few talks about that one. And the most powerful journey anybody could ever take from a self-help point of view, it is getting out of that head space and moving directly into your heart space. And so what that means is when you get into your heart space, you are out of the anxiety, you're out of the fear, you're out of the worry. And so you are then leading by your intuition, you're leading with love, compassion, etc. And life will appear or will be much better for you because your heart is the magnetic field. So what it puts out, it will attract. So when you are putting out all of that love and compassion, you will attract more of that love and compassion. And not only that, in the physical body, the chemicals of stress, etc., the cortisol, is really quietened down. It
Hmm.
is said that, for example, I'm not a doctor, this is not medical advice, I need to say that, but it can help to reduce blood pressure.
Hmm.
It certainly helps put you in a better mood, and
Mm,
it can balance the hormones. It can help you feel much more connected with other people, but more so with the universe, with all that is around us. And if we consider and look at perhaps maybe some of the meditative monks, for example, they lead from their heart,
mm.
and they have that quiet heart, as I call it. And so life becomes much more peaceful and calmer. and people will respond to you in that same way. And that's also the source of manifesting. So when
Mm.
you want to manifest something, when it comes from the heart rather than, oh, I think I'm going to get this, I want this, I'm going to have it. It's like, I
Mm.
feel like I have it already.
Oh, wow.
And that's how it comes to you from that manifesting point of view, using your heart center.
That makes a lot of sense. Can
Yeah.
I just ask here, intuition is from the heart rather than from the gut?
Yes, according to HeartMath, and that's based on the research that they've done, which I said about the images, thousands of images that would randomly appear on the screen, and the heart registered it first. Your gut, I see more as your fight or flight. That's your instinct. It will tell
Right,
you, move,
right.
move now.
Mm.
It's, I won't call it the fear-based center, but it is the action center. Your gut feelings of, oh, I need to get out of here. Oh, that's not right.
Mm.
Those sort of
Mm.
things. But your heart, you can ask questions of your heart. Should I go on this holiday? Should I date this person or not date this person or whatever? You can ask any questions of your heart and it will answer you. Whereas your mind will answer you in many different ways.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I can give you an example using Greg Braden many years ago.
Okay.
And so when 9/11 happened, he was about to jump on a flight to go back to America. And so he stopped and asked his heart, is it safe to go on this flight? And you just quieten your mind, and then the heart will give you the answer. And his heart said, yes.
Mm.
If it's your mind when you ask a question, it's going to remind you of all the previous times things happen and how fearful it is, and it'll go blah, 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 da, 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 da. Whereas your heart will be short and succinct, and it
Mm.
might even show you an image. Whereas when it's coming from your mind, it's going to have a whole story behind everything.
Yes.
So that's how
Yeah.
you know the difference. So you can use your heart as your intuitive center,
Okay.
ask it questions.
So, will you demonstrate how we can unlock our own heart's intelligence?
Absolutely, yeah. It is quite easy to do.
Oh, good.
It's not a long, drawn out, complicated process. And there's numerous techniques from HeartMath, and if people want to go on the HeartMath website, I can send them, you can put a link up and they can take
Yes.
that. They've got lots of free resources, beautiful. And so one of the techniques is just to simply imagine breathing in and out of your heart. So if we close our eyes and then just put our attention into our heart and our intention that the breath is moving in and out through our heart, that takes us out of the head space into our heart, starts to lower the cortisol, starts to allow us to become a lot calmer and peaceful. So that's one of the techniques.
Mm.
And then we can add more of the breath with that. This isn't breath work. This is just breathing at a rhythmic pace of approximately 5 breaths in, holding for 2 or 3, and breathing out for approximately 5 breaths again. And as we do that, so we just breathe in literally for about 5 breaths, hold, breathe out for about 5 breaths, and then connecting that with the heart space, imagining that breath going in and out for the same count, if you will, but try to lose the count in your mind and just focus on the breath in and out through the heart.
Mm.
And building upon that technique, all these techniques have individual names, but building upon that technique, we can then recall something that I say really makes your heart sing. It can be a person, a place, an animal, event, a special song, etc. something that really opens that heart space within you. And just imagine breathing that through your heart.
Mhm.
When you are doing that, you are completely out of your head. You've done that 18-inch journey, got into your heart space, and your body will totally respond.
Wow. I'm going to try it today.
Yeah, it is
Yes.
extremely, extremely calming. And this can be done if you are in a stressful situation. Just sit for a moment. You can take yourself out of that stressful situation. And people might say, well, there's nowhere to go. Well, there's usually a bathroom around somewhere. So shut the door
Mm-hmm.
and sit in the bathroom and just practice this technique.
Mm.
And what
Probably gets easier each time you do it as well.
it does, yeah. Yeah, there is software that can measure all of this as well.
Mm.
And there are games that can be played on a computer that you can only play by being in heart coherence.
Oh, wow.
So heart coherence is when your heart and brain is in alignment, that they are synchronized together. The
Hmm.
frequency is synchronized together.
That
And
sounds very powerful.
that's where the magic happens.
Wow. Well, I know we could talk for a long time about this, but I'm going to finish up by asking you about your services. What do you offer?
I offer a wide range of services, but those that may be of interest to Spiritualism New Zealand is I have been reading since I was about 12 years old. So that's many, many years. And gone through many decks of cards. And as a sound healer, I now also use frequency to connect with the energetic vibration and read that rather than reading the cards. That actually helps to clear. So if someone has a block to creativity or whatever it might be, that can come up in the reading and then we can clear that. So that
Oh,
opens
wow.
things up. So that's the way that I do the readings. I do them online and in person.
Hmm.
And my other modality, quantum holographic dimensional healing. It's a long title because I'm now trying to change the name involving both names. And that accesses past lives, multidimensional lives, or ancestral lives, again, using frequency, sound, and vibration. My preferred method of doing that is via distance because I
Hmm.
can really get in the zone. And that means I do not need to speak to you, I don't need to see you. You just
Oh,
tell me and your name and your email address and your intention. Your intention can be, why have I got this pain in my shoulder? Why do I not get on with my brother? Why this? Why that? What is causing this? Just very simply. And I connect with that. Your holographic field blueprint comes onto my treatment table. I connect with that and record the whole session and then send you the recording. It's been absolutely phenomenal, phenomenal. So
that sounds amazing.
oh, it's amazing. My innate gift, Kim, has been connecting with energy and being able to sense and read energy with people. So
Mm.
not realizing, it wasn't a normal thing to do. We all have that. We all have that within us. Um, and so it's just built on that it's just gone absolutely in some crazy lands. My magical playground. I love that word.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for this. What I will do is I'll put Debbie's contact details below. Feel free to contact her. Thank you so much for your time, Debbie. It's been absolutely fascinating. It really has.
Lovely. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it.